Hello, our mindful learners. A warm welcome to our channel. When we tell some stories or information, or sometimes rumors, we usually mention where we got this information from or who told us about it. Today's lesson is going to be about indirect speech, which can help us to pass or retell the given information. What is this speech? How do we form and use it? Stay with me until the end of this video and find out the answers of all these questions. After this video, our free grammar quiz is waiting for you to check your understandings of these rules. Let's get started. When we pass on information, we might do it in two ways using reported speech. Reported speech is how we express or retell what other people say. There are two types of reported speech: direct speech or indirect speech. For example, I like dogs, said my friend. This is direct speech. Using indirect speech, I might say, my friend told me that she liked dogs. This example has indirect speech. If we compare these sentences, we might see that in the second example I used the main verb in the past tense. And here is the rule. When we use indirect speech, we usually put verbs in the past tense. So we change the present to the past. And some other words, usually pronouns, are changed as well. For example, have, and we change it to had. Can, we change it to could. Do, did, and so on. For example, I don't have money to pay my rent, said my friend. She told me that she didn't have money to pay her rent. Or, she told me she didn't have money to pay her rent. I skipped that in the sentence. So you can use both ways, with or without that. For example, I will not go to the party. He said he would not visit the party. As I mentioned before, we change the present tense for the past tenses. Let's have a look at some tenses and how we change them in indirect speech. We change the present simple to the past simple. I swipe through social media every day. I told her that I swipe through social media every day. We change the present continuous to the past continuous. I'm walking in the park. I told my friend that I was walking in the park. We change the present perfect to the past perfect. She has just had breakfast. She told me that she had just had breakfast. We change the verb will to would, the verb can to could. For example, she can't call you in the morning. She told me that she could not call me in the morning. I will come to the party. I said that I would come to the party. Pay attention now. If you say who is getting information, you should use the verb tell. If the receiver of information is not important, use say. See how these verbs are used in the sentences. She told me she was tired and didn't do her homework. She said she was tired and didn't do her homework. In the first sentence, after told, it is necessary to define who got the information. She told me, she told him, she told them, and so on. In the second sentence, after say, I didn't add the receiver of information. But you can say something to somebody. In this case, you should put to after the verb say. She said thank you to the waiter when he brought her order. She said to me she was going to be late. So don't make mistakes here when you are mentioning the recipient of information. I told you that I wanted to drink orange juice. I said that I wanted to drink orange juice. I said to you that I wanted to drink orange juice. Of course, there are some exceptions in English language. We don't always have to change the verb from the present to the past if the situation which the speaker has described remains the same or relevant. For example, in direct speech, a girl says, I'm going to the sea next month. In indirect speech, the girl said that she is going to the sea the following month. In this sentence, information about the girl's wish is still the same, and I don't change the verb to the past. In direct speech, he says, I want to buy a car. In indirect speech, he said that he wants to buy a car. And he still wants to. The situation has not changed. But if the situation has changed, you should change the verb to the past in reported speech. And if you are not sure about the status of the situation, whether it has changed or not, it is better to use past tenses. Also, words referring to the timeline or frequency will change in reported speech. For example, now, and we change it to then. Tomorrow, the next day. Yesterday, the previous day, and so on. I hope this was a clear and helpful explanation. And to check this, please follow the link in the video description to do the free grammar quiz to see if you understand this grammar correctly. Thank you for watching, and if this video was helpful for you, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, as it is much appreciated. Thank you and goodbye.